in fact, offer the advertisers something where they would actually pay for this again and again and again happily, because they're engaging an audience, and we could then reward the artist and create their business. So what the idea was can we reverse the concept of advertising? Instead of the advertiser being the disruptor of content that you want to click past and get around, what if the advertiser could be the engager by being the curator or the aggregator of content, and actually give that away for free? So they invite you to visit their world and give you all the music and everything that you would want for free, to create a platform that instead of, I guess, just resorting to piracy, you could actually have a legal way of actually getting access to everything from film to games to music to television completely free, but we're still able to have a model underneath that rewards the artists and the creators and the producers of all of their content, which is what we've actually created here with Guvera. And we'll show you some examples when we unveil the phone, if some of you may have been playing with this already today. But we have some channel examples to show you how advertisers are actually using Guvera and how it actually how it works now. So it's either curated by people in our team, or it's curated by the actual advertisers that we have on board, as we're talking about. So you see examples here that these are international playlists, or we have here Bose international new releases, or Bose featured profile, where they actually become like a user on Guvera, just like a regular person, where they can actually build their own playlist inside of there. Now, why you would actually choose to go to an advertiser channel versus just clicking on any of the other things, for us that was a part of the idea behind Guvera, where you can discover content. We originally built Guvera with a whole bunch of search tools in there, assuming people would search for the exact artist and the exact track that they actually wanted to play. And then you find out a lot of people just want to click on, just press start and listen to music, just pick the genre or pick the style or something that they want to listen to. And so what we can come up with is a bunch of curated lists that we can put together. But then also, if you imagine having a bunch of brand channels here, where as a consumer, it's another way to discover content. So if you were to go to a Coca-Cola channel, for example, you would expect to see summer, fun, young, sort of youthful content. If you were to go to a Harley-Davidson channel, you'd expect to find content that actually is relative or related to that brand. So what we have now is the team here in Mumbai have been working with Bose, and like if we click on their channel, for example, it takes us into their channel, which we can explore, which gives the advertiser a bunch of reasons to keep sort of being involved with Guvera. Is everything from accessing out to their products and things. But from a consumer's perspective, the first thing it does is it just brings you into a bunch of playlists that they've actually pulled together. You jump straight into, and you can actually just play any of these playlists that have actually been put together here. Or you can follow them, and then when you actually look at your profile later, you can actually get back to that advertiser. If I was to, is it here? Just click in here. Sorry, it's taking a little while with the internet connection that we have here. Straight in, and we just press shuffle, or we can just click on a specific artist, and it gives us, is that playing now? So if we go back, for example, and you can all play with this afterwards, you'll have access to the app afterwards, plus we'll give you a platinum subscription as well, so you can play with the full features and everything of the app as well. Same thing again, you're just sort of scrolling down the list. I can actually choose, so Nikon, for example, here they have playlists that if I click on that, I'll go straight into their playlist, or if I go onto their channel, I'll go over to their feature profile. I also have the ability here as just other ways to actually view and experience Guvera. You can jump into Play, which is a hashtag-based system. The song database size that we have is about 12 million. That's a mixture of international content and local content. I think the selection of music, or the curation of music, we do have algorithms, I guess, that actually take the metadata from the labels, much the same as any of the other players. But then all of the other playlists are actually hand curated by our teams here. And then also what will make the discovery of music simpler, or able to sort of find a bunch of content that you weren't looking for before, is the hashtag concept. So when you can actually search by hashtag. So if you imagine any user can actually create their own playlist or their own grouping of content and give it a bunch of different hashtags, and it just sort of, it's a way of navigating around Guvera, much the same way as you'd navigate around Twitter. How you find out what's new or how you find out what's happening is just through those hashtags, and that's how you get around. So it's just one of the ways it'll get around. And then obviously having the actual advertisers on board curating their own playlist as well, they'll actually be encouraged to find new and upcoming artists or find sort of eclectic selections of music to actually start showing and attaching to. The name Guvera actually was 6 years ago, and when we first developed it, it was named after Che Guvera, the Cuban revolutionist. It was just the idea being that the only other solution at the time to piracy was to actually prosecute and actually come up with rules or ways to actually stop people from doing it. And my view was you can't throw people in jail for using the technology that exists, so somebody has to rise up and actually change it or do something. So that was the idea of Che Guvera as the basis, so it's sort of phonetically similar for the name. The pricing for Guvera is free, and that's to get in and use Guvera Play, and to get in and actually use any of the playlists or any of the branded playlists, or actually be able to use the sort of hashtag search and all that sort of thing. And then if you want to sort of go outside of that and actually search for specific tracks and use the whole sort of platinum part of Guvera, I think it's $1.99 a month here. That's where being able to search for the specific tracks is a part of the premium service, and that's to do with the licensing that we have from the international labels. So all of the local content is all accessible. All of the international content you can either find through, say for example, if any of, and as over the next few months and over the next year ahead, there'll be hundreds and then thousands of brands that actually start building their own channels and playlists. So every time they put that content into their channels, that'll be listenable and accessible as well. So it's like a slow building process to make all of that available. Immediately, if you want the content and you want the exact song, you can go through the process of actually subscribing, or you can find it through the hashtag process and that sort of thing as well, and it'll slowly start getting cooler and cooler.
That's a really great question, I guess, and that's in fact that's a great thing. We've been working really closely with labels to ensure that we pass back more revenue through the ad-funded models and not oversell to subscriptions. And we see longer term, it's us making more revenues through ads and then passing it back to artists.
It is exactly that. We've proven numbers-wise to be able to. And once we have users that are using Guvera, a subscription model and being able to charge sort of a ceiling amount per month to each user, versus being able to actually speak to them and have advertisers engage with them ongoing, means we can generate more revenue per user, and all of that goes to the labels and to the artist as a result. I'm personally going to relocate here to Mumbai for the next 3 to 6 months as we establish a second part of our brand, which is a product called House of Guvera, which we have in Los Angeles, where we have a venue where artists come in and actually we film them and talk to them and broadcast from there, and then actually have events. And we're going to look to set up a similar venue here in Mumbai, that we can actually showcase some international content, and some local content will then be shown internationally as well, all connected to all of our playlists and everything we're doing. So that's I guess an exciting thing that we're going to be doing over the next month. No, this is we've spent the better part of the first 3 years of Guvera signing all the deals with all the music companies, all the Sony and Warner and Universal all over the world. Okay. And then as we open in each territory, we have to meet with, here in India, for example, the Hangamas and the Believe Digital and all of the aggregators of independent artists and all of the, I guess, owners of the sort of Bollywood content and everything that's here.
How many subscribers right now on this Guvera?
We have 2 million so far, but the cool part about that is the last million came in the last 3 months. So it took us a long time to build up. One of the things that we've done this year is we've partnered with the Lenovo phones, Lenovo computers, and so every handset that comes out from Lenovo now actually has Guvera pre-installed on the glass, and so which is one of the reasons for our growth into territories so quickly, is every time they release a new phone in a new territory, we have to get there. So next week I'm in Moscow when we launch in Russia, and they've launched a new phone here. I think it's called the Rockstar here in India, the Lenovo Rockstar, and it actually comes with a Dolby sound system and Guvera pre-installed, so it's straight up and running for everybody.
So, well, that's called for a wrap, and I would say, I belong to one of those 95 to 99% of global citizens. When you said, what about the pricing? The pricing is free, and we love that. No way. And also, welcome to India. Hope you have a good stay, and if you want to listen to your favorite music in a very cool and legal way, we've got Guvera in India. So thanks to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you everybody.
Thank you
for
so
coming.
much.
आप जिस तरीके के भी सॉन्ग्स चाहें इससे डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं ये ऐप लेने के बाद, और बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है। उसके बहाने मुझे लगता है कि काफ़ी हद तक पायरेसी जो हमारे हिंदुस्तान में बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है, सब चीज़ सबको फ्री डाउनलोड करने को मिलती है, ये मिल रही है, लीगली मिल रही है इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे गुवेरा के थ्रू। तो मुझे लगता है कि इससे कम एक पायरेसी को रोक मिलेगी, इंडिपेंडेंट आर्टिस्टों को एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिलेगा अपनी चीज़ शेयर करने के लिए। तो इससे बेहतरीन कुछ नहीं हो सकता मुझे लगता है कि गुवेरा डाउनलोड करें और उससे आपको एक बेहतरीन म्यूज़िक क्वालिटी भी मिलेगी और काफ़ी ज़्यादा इस पर सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं, और जैसा चाहें आप म्यूज़िक उसको डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं। तो इट्स अ नाइस प्लेटफॉर्म, यू मस्ट डाउनलोड इट।